Welcome to a modern day equivalent of, would you like to look at my vacation slideshow? This is not a typical kind of video that I do here, but I thought a lot of you guys might like to hear about my trip to Rome, Italy, because of course a lot of us here on this channel are a fan of Italian cinema. So yes, last month in January, my husband and I spent 8 days in Rome, Italy. This was our first international trip together. We've been to Canada, but this is like our first big girl trip together. So it was really special. We planned it. It took us a year. We planned it a year ago. And yeah, the day finally arrived. And we went on a Roman adventure. In deciding that we were gonna go on an international, like an overseas trip, we were like thinking, what should we do? Where should we go? Or whatever. I also really want to go to Hong Kong, but that seemed like a huge jump. So we eventually were like, well, let's just do Italy. And then we were looking at like tours that would go all over the country, and like, you know, you would hit this spot for a couple days, then hit this spot and this spot or whatever. And that seems like a little much. And then eventually we were like, well, why don't we just stay in Rome the whole time? Like, get a hotel so we have one place where we can come home to every night. So that's what we ended up going with. And there is plenty to do in Rome. You could probably vacation there for like a month and still feel like you haven't seen everything. Day one, we arrived. It was 9 a.m. or something. And we hadn't slept. We didn't sleep on the way over or anything like that. And then when we arrived, our hotel wasn't ready, so we got to walk around and just explore and kill time. So our hotel was right next to Trevi Fountain, which it might be a little dorky to say that Fatal Frames was definitely an influence on like some of the places we wanted to hit. So there are some like monumental scenes in that movie that take place at Trevi Fountain. So I decided to get us a hotel right near there. So that was the first place we went, and it definitely like made me tear up because it was so beautiful. It was awesome. Oh my God, like we were really looking at it. It's wild. We also went to Vittoriano, which is this like huge white building. I am so descriptive. But it was really gorgeous, just so grand, and there were beautiful views. We went to Piazza del Campidoglio, and I don't know how to pronounce these words, I'm sorry. But this was another location that a Fatal Frames scene was shot in, and it has a Marcus Aurelius statue in the middle of it, so Zach really likes Marcus Aurelius, and I really like Fatal Frames, so that was fun. We went to the Spanish Steps and just like walked around, man. And that pretty much sums up the first day. But my first impressions, I guess I was a little bit freaked out because Rome is chaotic, at least like central historical Rome where we were. Like there's just so much like traffic and so many people and so much noise, and it's just like, it's chaotic. And I kind of live like in the country. I mean, I live in Alabama, so it was a major contrast. There's no way to tell you everything I want to tell you and keep this video at a normal length. So please feel free to ask questions in the comments. Like, I could be talking about the culture, I could be talking about the people, I could be talking about like things we wanted to do and didn't do. I could just go on and on, but I'll try to just stick to our itinerary and let's keep moving forward. Day two, I had bought tickets to go to Colosseum, Roman Forum, and Palatine Hill. But jet lag is just, it's horrible. I was saying they should be calling it jet flu or jet death because it is not funny, it is not cute, it is not a joke, it's horrible. It like hurt my feelings. So I slept through our Colosseum tickets. Like, I was like, I cannot get up. I cannot function. So we missed Colosseum, but we did get up in time to walk the Roman Forum. And then we had dinner. Oh shit, what is, I don't know why that just turned off. But then we had dinner at a really nice restaurant called Dilla, and see, and I could be elaborating about the food. The food was wonderful, okay? I mean, that probably goes without saying. It was delicious. It was pure. It didn't make you feel heavy. It didn't make you feel sick, bloated, full. It was just, that could be a whole different video. Day 3, we booked a food tour in Trastevere, and they took us to several different spots, and we tasted several different kinds of like street food and sit down food and all of that, and it was really, really fun. I'm glad we did that because it kind of helped with the restaurant intimidation and just like being unsure of what places to go and like what to order and how to order and all that stuff. So it was really nice. We went to this place called Largo de Torre, Argentina, because it had cats there. The cats weren't very friendly. And then we went into a church, and we did this a lot throughout the trip because many churches are just open and you can go in them and look at them, and they're all freaking gorgeous. Not like the churches we have here that are just warehouses and gymnasiums. Day 4, we took a day trip. This is the only trip we took out of Rome, but we took a day trip to Pompeii, and it was very cool. We walked through the ruins, and there was a little museum that had only 8 bodies in there, but we got to see some of the bodies too. And the second half of the day, we went to this seaside town called Positano, and it was gorgeous, immaculate. One of the like prettiest things I saw while there was this town. Oh yeah, the place where we met our tour group to start this day trip was Piazza del Popolo. I don't know. Anyway, that's another location of some Fatal Frames scenes. Day 5, we went to Vatican City, Sistine Chapel, and St. Peter's Basilica. It was all very cool, very majestic. Just beautiful beyond words. Okay, and now it's time for what you guys want to know about. I went to Profundo Rosso. This is Dario Argento's store. And as many of you may know, Luigi Cozzi can often be found working there inside. So we walk in and he's there. There he is. And I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. But the store's like really, really small and just like completely because it was so quiet, and just started like looking around at all the things, and there were some books, some DVDs, but not a lot, and like it's a different region and everything. There's a lot of like costume and Halloween kind of stuff, and pretty much the directors that I remember seeing represented in there were Argento, Cozzi, and Fulci. There's a lot of books and then a lot of shirts. So I picked out a couple things for people, but oh my god, I wish I could buy all you guys something from Deep Red for real. But the whole time I was just like, it's like I couldn't even focus on shopping because I was nervous about meeting Mr. Cozzi. But so I went to go check out, and I had this thing memorized. I was gonna say, "I love your films" in Italian, and I was like, I'm so ready. Because you guys have been telling me that he doesn't speak good English, so I was like, well, I'm gonna try to speak Italian to him. As soon as I got up there, it left my mind, and I spoke to him in English, but it was okay. Anyway, he was very nice, very sweet. He took a picture with me and took a picture with Zach, and then of course we went into the basement where they have like a little museum, and in that museum are like props from demons, the church, phenomena, and it was very like, it's like a dungeon down there. It was very cool. Will I ever stop getting nervous when I meet people that I admire? I don't know. But that was a cool experience. And thank you all for your support and just being happy for me, I guess. After that, we went to Castel Santangelo, which is another Fatal Frames location, and of course just like a famous tourism point. It was closed on that day, of course, but we just like walked around it and stuff, and it was very cool. And we also went to Piazza Navona. This is another Fatal Frames location, but it was also special to Zach because it was a John Wick location. Zach's a John Wick fan. Day 6, we went to Borghese Gallery, looked at some art, you know, and then we walked. There's like a lot of green space around the gallery, so we like walked in the park and got some beautiful views and everything, and that was nice. Then we went to the Pantheon, and then we went to this other like art gallery called Barberini Palace, or Palazzo Barberini. It used to be like a private residence, and they had like a whole bunch of art in there. And it has Caravaggio. It had this painting in it. So I really wanted to go see that. I actually really liked this palace. It was just so grand. I love big spaces, just that are big for the sake of being big. So these high ceilings and just oversized rooms were so wonderful. Then we went on another tour. It's called the Tipsy Tour, and it was a small group of us, and our tour guide took us to a few different bars, and it was so cool because they're places like either I wouldn't have thought to walk into, or maybe I would have been like too shy to walk into, because they were like local places and they were so cool. They were all so beautiful, and we tried like different kinds of drinks and stuff. It was really great, and it was chill. Like I was afraid it would be too like party vibes for me, but it was actually just like chill, just like walk around, try a few drinks, like low key. So that was awesome. Now the last bar that our tour guide left us at, it was getting a little crazy. I swear there was only dudes in that place, but it was cool because I was like, all right, I think I officially like sufficiently experienced Rome nightlife. Day 7, we went on a crypt tour. So the first place we went was Capuchin Crypt. I will show pictures here because we weren't allowed to take any pictures, but like, I mean, does this even need a description? It's amazing. It was gorgeous. It's so cool. That is a good use of a dead body, if you ask me. And then we went to a crypt right outside of Rome, like along the Appian Way, and it blew my socks off. What do people say? It knocked my socks off because I got down in there and it looked just like Skyrim. It looked just like the crypts in Skyrim. I was not expecting that, but I was like a giddy, excited little fangirl thinking that a draugr was gonna pop out of one of these coffin spaces. Ooh, next, we did something a little less touristy. We went to Yama Tattoo, and Zach got a tattoo. He got a straight razor, and we made like instant friends with this tattoo artist. I'm gonna link his Instagram and everything here. I saw there was like a Suspiria drawing on the wall, and I mentioned it, and then he was like, oh, you like Suspiria? And then it all just went from there. We were listening to Ozzy or something, and he was like, change it to Goblin. So then we were literally in there listening to Goblin while Zach is getting a tattoo, and he's also a metalhead, and there's like an obituary skateboard on the wall and stuff, so we started talking about metal too, and it was just so cool. We made like fast friends with this guy, and this was like this was like the first person that it felt like, oh, we found our people. You know what I'm saying? because Rome is very like formal, I guess. So let me show you the shirt. This is the shirt designed by him. He also, like, since we became besties, he gave us some prints to take. So he made this goblin one, and also Night of the Living Dead. And he gave us this bag. He put it in this bag, and like, I love the bag, but I don't know what to do with it. So it has a Yama Tattoo on the front, and then Profundo Rosso on the back. Yeah, I really didn't want to leave. Okay, we're at the last day. For the last day, we decided to try the Colosseum again, and I booked a guided tour this time, and I'm glad we did. So we had a really nice Colosseum tour and went to Roman Forum and Palatine Hill again. Oh, and of course, you know, the Colosseum is featured in Fatal Frames, so I was just living my Fatal Frames life, right? And then after that, we went to the Mouth of Truth, which is just a cute little sight to see. And I guess that's all we did. I mean, I'm not going to tell you about all the restaurants we went to and everything, but we did go to some wonderful restaurants. Okay, and that was my itinerary. I didn't show you what I got at Profundo Rosso. I was just like, I don't know, I couldn't think of what I wanted to buy myself because I was nervous. So I got this tote bag, and I also got a keychain. Sorry, Daisy. I got this keychain. I mean, I didn't like buy a lot of stuff while I was there, but I did get this little holy water jar from the Vatican, and then I filled it up in a church near our hotel. And also at the Vatican, I got this because I just thought it looked awesome. It will ward off vampires. Oh yeah, and I also got a Fulci book. I forgot to bring it in here, but at Profundo Rosso, I got a Fulci book. And we're just gonna leave it at that. This could be a freaking 2-hour video if I wanted it to be, but if you have any questions or anything, you may place them in the comments. Our Rome trip is complete. It was wonderful. It was great. It's still like sinking in, like I haven't really like processed it yet because I went right back to work and it was terrible. But yeah, I did want to make this little video because a lot of us are lovers of Italy, so I hope you enjoyed it. And now we will return to our regular programming. Ciao.